Woody kind of talked to you about it in the spring, but obviously everybody faces changes with this new offense. But as a running back, how much are you liking this new offense?
I'm liking it a lot. I think our group like it a lot because we get the ball and we can show what we can do between the tackles, and we still get the ball in the passing game. So it's show you a complete back right there.
Does it feel a little bit more like football throwing the pads on today?
Yeah, feel like football. It been hot, so that was the start of it. Then throw the pass on. You hear people hitting. You hear contact being made. So cheer everybody up. So we have a good practice.
Your first impressions of Kevon, he got here this summer. You've been around him some. How's he doing?
Kevon is a worker. In practice and in school, we work out together. So we push each other. We run together. Push each other. Our whole group, we have linked up. Like we run together when we doing sprints during the summer. So that's just to make us all like excel.
How much retention are you seeing in the offense from the spring?
I think we looking way better. Just getting step by step from when we first started 2 days ago and to today. So we taking a step every day, and I think the O-line doing pretty good.
In the past, obviously you've been used to pass blocking, and I'm sure you will again this year. But how much has it helped to help a tight end kind of take some of that pressure off of you guys?
Yeah, it helped a lot. No, you got an extra blocker, so that's pretty big right there. And I think we want to get in there to block so we can have some film on it for the next level. So yeah.
You got Spivey back. Obviously, he was here with you for a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah.
How different is he now?
I like Spivey. We sit next to each other in the locker room. We had a good connection when he was here. He's pretty good. When we're working out, he gonna work. So that's why I like him. He's gonna work. He ain't gonna complain. He's gonna get after it. And on the field, he just been showing his great catching skills and his blocking skills. So
I know he's still a freshman, but Seth got here in January. What kind of difference do you see between him in January to now?
he got bigger. I think he done bulked up. He work out across from me in the weight room. So I see how he work. He works hard. He not gonna let nothing bring him down. Yeah.
So you mentioned Spivey, the tight end. So every block they make is one you don't have to make, and you can go further downfield and hit a guy more close to your size.
Yeah, I take that all day. Just not hitting no D lineman, so he crashed out. He probably got to climb up to the linebacker, so I go get the safety, who probably a little bit smaller than me, so I can make a big hit on them and highlight right there.
You glad to have another year of practice seeing Jet and Buki back at linebacker?
Yeah, I asked them. So every play we do, I ask them what did y'all see. Just trying to get the defense knowledge on what do they see, why do they shoot the hole so fast. What is the O-line giving away that they know we running the ball, when they know we passing the ball. And, I asked Jet outside, we had a goal line run. I said, why you shot the hole so fast? He said he read the lineman, and that's why he shot the hole fast. Just knowing that I can go back and tell the line, watch out for this, y'all giving this away, that I'm asking the linebackers who reading them.
You mentioned Kevon and Seth. What type of impression has Jeffrey made on you? We saw him have a pretty good play today.
Jeff a hard worker. He actually work out across from me too. So I think all of us done got bigger and stronger from the spring, and all of us is like great backs, and whoever step in, they gonna get the job done. I know I can trust them.
You mentioned during media days you preferred, I guess, more sharing carries and having more depth in the running back room. How much does that help on these hot days, during camp when 4 or 5 guys are able to split carries and there isn't, maybe you having to take the bulk of reps during camp?
Yeah, it helped me a lot. Just knowing that I got somebody behind me who I can trust, who I know ain't gonna go in and do the job well done, and during camp that I can know who gonna go in and not mess up a play, drop the ball, put the ball on the ground, because the ball is a program, and just doing everything right. And I think we got 8 running backs who can do everything right and know the plays.
Coach Arnett, after the first day of practice, mentioned ball security already as a thing. I'm just curious, in the running back room, how much in these first couple of days has that been a major emphasis for the group?
Our whole offense is built on the ball is the program, the ball. So the ball, if you got the ball, the defense want the ball. So everybody coming towards you, so you got to protect the ball, because we just went over last night. If you turnovers give you defeat. So
What's it like when you come around the corner and J.P. Purvis is waiting for you there?
I know he got speed. he a little big now, so yeah. Yeah, I ain't really snot him though.
What's it like when Woody comes around the corner, you're waiting for him?
I know he's a powerful back, so you know when I meet Woody, it's just you got to bring everything you got every time.
You know, the last couple of years when y'all practice, it's been air raid most of the time, even scout weeks, things like that. What's it like practicing against this offense?
It's a lot better than last year, in my opinion, because we get to see what we're gonna see every game week. So we got tight ends now. We get to see that 12 personnel, that 11 personnel. So we get to compete against what we're gonna see every Saturday.
Take me through that process. Obviously, you played wheel linebacker last couple of years, and moving to Sam, had to put on some weight. First of all, how much have you put on, and how was that process?
I put on about 15 pounds. I mean, the process was pretty easy. We got good coaches that push the nutrition plan. So like it was pretty easy. And I work out hard in the weight room, so it was kind of easy to just put on all that weight.
I talked to Coach Brock about this in the spring, about how much you and John push each other. Obviously, you both will play a lot this year, but he said it wasn't even a practice-by-practice thing. He said it was a play-by-play thing with you guys going back and forth, and it seems like it's carried over to camp. Some guys get first team, then you're in their first team. Just how much is that competition for both of y'all?
We're both big competitors. John, he has some things that Coach says he does better, and I have some things that I do better. So, we got to come out every day and just compete against each other, and push that wall back to be that starter.
What are
Going
the
back
things
to
you
that-
think you do well?
I say I blitz well, I can drop in coverage well, and I can read formations well.
Going back to that weight gain stuff, I'm curious, just any foods you have to take out of the diet during the off season?
Not really.
Nothing.
No, just eat whatever I can eat.
What were the go-tos to gain the weight?
Mainly it's a lot of protein and carbs and stuff, and shakes that they give us. It's just
Big
a lot of
shoes,
that.
big shoes to fill with Tyrus Reed. How much did y'all pick his brain before he left, as far as the ins and outs of that position?
I asked T-Will a lot of things. I was like, when you pass rushing, what are you looking for? Game by game, what do you look at when you're looking at the offensive lineman? And he gave me a little bit of feedback, and I just carried that over to practice.
What's sort of your mindset with this camp, knowing that you and John are maybe competing for a spot, and again, that's being your teammate, maybe a friend of yours, but you're competing for playing time on the field.
It's a job. It's just best man wins. At the end of the day, the friendship and being out here on the field, you got to understand that it's two different things.
If
Being
there's
a
one thing
defensive
that
guy,
you,
what's it like to throw those pads on today and finally do some hitting out there?
It was a good moment. We've been waiting a long time to put these pads on, so finally got them on and do a little hitting.
if there's one thing you want to come out of camp being better at, what would it be?
I say blitzing.
You notice in the past, Coach Brock uses that Sam linebacker. You could line up on the left side or right side, depending on the alignment you're facing. How much does having a tight end in this offense dictate that now in practice?
You just got to be versatile on both sides. He give us a call. We got to go to the field and tight end over there. You just got to be able to play both sides of the ball.
Jet was teasing yesterday saying that you've had to change even how you walk because of gaining the weight and everything, but he was making a joke out of it.
Yeah, I mean, not really, but the weight does matter a lot. It does.
Saw you getting to talk a little trash yesterday on your long TD run. How spirited is this group to get back in pads and just start camp again?
I mean, just to go out there and compete with the defense was, whether we in pads or whether we in shells, just compete and get better and get ready for September.
I asked Wally this yesterday, changing from the air raid to Coach Barbet's system and more of a balanced system. Obviously won't see the amount of rotation of receivers that we saw in the air raid with 11 or 12 guys playing each game. How much more importance does that put on the reps you get in practice?
I mean, we just going out there to get better each and every practice, and best man gonna win. The best player's gonna get on the field.
You're going to be run blocking a little bit more this year. How much pride are you taking in that aspect of your game?
I mean, just getting better at it. Every practice, going against the defense, going against linebackers when we got it cracked. Just getting better at it. I'm gonna be ready in September.
I'm curious just how much confidence you came into this camp compared to last year. Just again, given what you did last year, maybe sort of a springboard to what your season could look like for you personally this year.
I mean, same confidence, just going out there and being a ball player. I've been playing football my whole life. It ain't really nothing different.
When you After spring practice and the OTAs, what was your biggest focus this
My-
summer?
Just, getting the plays down, getting the signals down and stuff like that, getting timing down with the quarterbacks. That was my biggest focus.
How different are the routes in this offense compared to their route?
I mean,
A lot of similarities.
yeah, it's some similarities, but there's also some differences. Like, we got a lot of deep shots and stuff like that, just getting the ball in ball players' hand.
You probably didn't come here expecting to have to learn 2 different offenses in 2 years. Just what was your mindset with having to deal with that aspect of it?
I mean, it's college football. Like, whatever come to me, whatever plays come, I got to study it and learn it, and that's just what it is.
You and Tulu are obviously going to be able to carry the ball some this year. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, just when we get it, we got to do something with it. That's it.
Xavier, when you look at this receivers group, obviously Ra-Ra's gone. You guys lost a couple more, some younger guys. Your confidence in this group and the top 6 or 7 guys that are back?
Yeah, it's sky high because I see how we get out there and compete each and every day. Like, we ready.
It seems like every time I see Tulu, I see you and vice versa, man.
Yeah, we like
how
this.
is that friendship as far as carry over to the football field and the film room?
We just hold ourselves accountable. Like, I know what Tulu capable of. He know what I'm capable of. So when I see him slacking, I'm on him. When he see me slacking to do something wrong, he, get right. So it's like just holding ourselves to that standard.
I get him.
Take us through the first couple of days of camp now. What do you feel you've done?
Oh, this is what we all been waiting for. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what our team been waiting for. So it feels good to finally get back to playing football.
Coach Arnett has said a couple of times that's an open competition in the secondary this year, which is sort of the mindset within the room, this first week of camp.
Well, yeah, that's how it has to be. Everybody has to come in and compete and don't get complacent. And I feel like that's just make the team better.
You started that transition to safety late last year. How's that been for you? And how much did that help smooth the transition this year?
I'm loving it. It shows my versatility. I can still, I can be anywhere on the field. So I feel like that's just making me a better player and a better person, and whatever I can do to help the team.
What was the most difficult part about that, making that transition?
Just the spacing on the field. At corner, you're closer to the sideline. Playing field safety, you're kind of inside more. So just getting used to the spacing of the field.
What's that competition been like with the offense in practice this week, and obviously putting the pads on today? Did that amplify things?
Yeah, I mean, it's competitive. Our offense, our competitors, we have competitors on the defensive side. So we're just making each other better, especially today with the pads coming on. That's real football. So you get to see, the physical side of things, which makes it fun.
With his off-season surgery, Isaac didn't get to go through spring, but he's out there now and getting some rest with the second team. What kind of describe him, what you see of him as a player?
He comes in, he's hungry, he's ready to learn. That's all you can ask from a young guy like that. And he competes every day. He looks good. He's just going to continue to grow.
There's so many guys competing at the safety position. Is that a challenge or is it fun?
It's fun. That's why we play. We're in the SEC West, Division I. It's no hiding from the competition. You got to jump in it and not run away from it. So.
It's really just a mix too, guys that were recruited here, guys that are transferred here. Just how are y'all melding together?
It's good. They all come in, like I said, ready to learn, ready to compete. Nobody was promised anything, so I think that's something that I take pride in, and they take pride in as well. So they're just making each other better.
Looks like Morant's made a jump since the spring and a lot more versatile and has a better grasp of the calls and all that. What have you seen from him?
Morant's been getting better for sure. I know he had a big role on special teams, and he's continuing to do that, and that just translates on to the defensive side of things. So coaches love it, and so do I.
What's it like having the guy who was coaching safeties last year is now your head coach?
It's fun, especially because he was a defensive guy. He was a safety coach. Now he's a head coach. So it's a fun transition, an easy transition.
You didn't have to, in practice, obviously different in games, but going in practice, last couple of years with this offense, not many vertical shots, deep shots, more, 5-10 yard routes.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously that's changed this year. How much does that make you have to be on your game with the deep shots that Will and Mike take?
It makes me have to be on my game a lot, much more, because there's a lot of formations, a lot of different route trees that you have to be able to cover and defend, and that just makes me, have to think more on the defensive side, but it makes it more competitive because that's what the games are going to be like.
What's it like to be back practice again after missing spring?
It's been a very long 8 months. I ain't gonna lie to you. Happy to be back though.
You went, I don't think we got to talk to you in the spring because you were out, but kind of take us through that process of your decision to come back for your COVID year and to be in this program another year.
Definitely felt like I had some unfinished business. I don't feel like I was very well developed as far as my progression through. I feel like I needed one more year of development. Coming back, kind of just want to have a little more fun.
When you look at this offensive line, obviously a different mindset. You spent the last 3 years going back. Now you kind of go forward as a lineman and attacking more than going back on your heels. From your perspective, how do you like that?
Like it a lot. Definitely like the ground and pound. I ain't gonna lie to you. As far as us having to take 80 pass snaps a game, I ain't mad at this offense at all.
You feel like most of the guys on the line, I know I saw a lot of you guys in high school that were run-first offensive linemen. You feel like this offense fits the offensive line better?
I was definitely. I ain't gonna lie to you. We're ready to smash something.
How much is throwing on the pass today kind of even the playing field, you know, because offensive linemen are kind of at a disadvantage kind of just in shield, and now you throw those pads on and things are a little bit more like football.
Oh, we've been waiting to beat on them. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been a while. Like the guys' defense kind of is always fast, and we kind of be a little reserved because, you know, we don't want to have to hurt nobody or nothing like that. But today we kind of let loose.
To have 4 returning starters on the offensive line coming back, how much easier has this made the first couple days of camp in terms of just progression and chemistry and all that?
It's definitely, all the guys are adapting to the new offense pretty good, and since we all kind of know each other, it's real easy to kind of pick up on keys that the other guys, because we don't have to have very many verbal cues, but kind of just how a guy moves.
How much of a mentor have you been able to be to Albert Reese and catching him up to speed?
Albert's really, I ain't gonna lie to you, Albert's probably one of the best guys that we have on our offensive line. Even though he's behind me, his development has been real good as far as like him being able to be coachable and learn and take coaching cues. He's definitely going to be a big-time guy next year.
Any other younger guys you think can help you guys out with depth this year?
Malik Ellis is definitely a guy I would look out for. He's smaller on the smaller end, but definitely got a dog in him.
What about how's Jackson Hugh coming along? He's lines up beside you sometimes.
Jackson don't line up next to me enough for me to see, but I ain't gonna lie to you, he's really strong. He's coachable. I can say that much about him.
Coming back from injury in this career, when did you feel like yourself again, and when you were, I guess, back to full strength?
About that second day, I ain't gonna lie to you, that first day was pretty rough. Kind of just getting my legs back up under me. Been 8 months since I actually did any of that. I hate I missed the spring, but, you know, it is what it is. But I feel like probably tomorrow or so I should be back full go.